be difference. In the same way, in our classrooms where we are teaching 60, whatever we are teaching maybe will not reach all the 60 in the same pace, same manner, same effect. So adaptive learning, these technologies are helping to adapt, to personalize to the needs of a particular student. And of course, accessibility. COVID has made this possible because of all this technology what we have come across today. We were able to conduct online FDPs. Even for this online FDPs, you can invite even people who are at a very long distance. If you call them physically for a session, they may not be able to come to down south here. They may be an expert there sitting at our capital, Delhi, or maybe he is abroad, but he wants to share his expertise. He has that eagerness, but he cannot spend his time coming down to us down south part of India. Maybe we are in a remote place, or we are underserved, we are in a rural area, but technology has made it possible that it is accessible to all populations, including rural areas, rural children. So today all this NEET coachings or JEE coachings are conducted online. The same resource what is there for a city student in a city, they are able to do it there in the rural side also. The same teacher who is teaching for a student at a city, he is also reaching a student at a rural area. This is possible with the help of technology. And engagement, we are able to improve the student engagement with the help of interactive or multimedia content. Animations is possible. Yeah, interactive presentations with the help of quizzes, polls, and all. Um, and a survey says that today's students, in 2017, when I was at this FDP sessions, people were talking about the attention span. There, they were speaking about the attention span of normal human being is 10 minutes. So always make your presentations less than 10 minutes. And that is our students at 2017, if not as, okay? So our students at 2017, and now our students, they don't have an attention span of even 10 minutes. It is 5 minutes or less than that. Or say the Instagram reels, which is coming for 30 minutes, makes a greater engagement, greater attention span. So we need to make all these presentations within a very short time. We should be able to make the content appealing or engaging to the student. So this can be done with different type of content like multimedia content or some quizzes, polls, and all. And finally, this is having an efficient role in making a better communication among the educators, the students, parents. You have gone through this class dojo or something, right? Some AI tool which was discussed in the first class or something. Uh, there, they make a better communication to the parents also. So being in colleges, we always has to communicate the performance of the students to their parents. As educators, we have a important role in that, in communicating the students' performance to the parents in the right way at the right time. So these tools are also helping to make this communication in a better way or in an efficient way. So first thing, outcome-based education. I just want you people to be very clear. In 2014, India has made it uh, that our education system all has to be outcome-based education. Our curriculum design and assessment, it should be outcome-based education. OBE in short. So wherever you go today, you will be coming across this outcome-based education. Our syllabus. So today I just want you all guys to go see the syllabus, how this outcome-based education is dealt in our syllabus, because that will help you to teach properly, and that will help us to assess the students properly, prepare the right questions, and even use chat GPT for the in a right way. The prompt what you create has to be very appropriate, so that you will be getting the better answers from tools. Okay, so it is not about knowing the tools, it is about how you use the tools. Even you can be very good at using one tool, one AI tool, maybe chat GPT or Gemini. You can use it only one, but still how we are using it and how we are taking the input out of it is very, very significant. So for that, these fundamentals will be very helpful for you as teachers. So outcome-based education, so it is an educational approach which our higher education department is insisting now. So here the greater impact is given to the outcomes or what is achieved by a student at an end of an instructional period. In earlier years, always there was a significance towards the teacher. The education system was teacher centric, but today the education is oriented towards the student. How can I make this concept reach the student? How can I make this understandable to the student? How can I take it to the student in a easier way, in a better understandable way, so that he will be have the outcome, he will reciprocate it, he will achieve what is intended. Okay, so all the students, and you have to give a very very important stress to all the students, because most of the time in classes we will not be able to reach the last benches, reach the students whose attention span is very less, reach the students who cannot cope up in our pace, or we cannot bring the things to his level. He needs repetition. Maybe he wants us to speak in his native language. Maybe we have to switch between languages. So this is to be concentrated. The second point, what is very important is you should ensure that all the students achieve the skills and the knowledge levels. We don't do that, and even I, in the race of syllabus completion, maybe after 3 units we'll not be able to concentrate on all the students in the class, whether they are have achieved what is intended. Okay, and learning is always measured. Teaching is always measured by just delivering something, but learning is always measured by what the students can have learned, okay, can do after it. So if you're teaching some programming concepts, the student should be able to program at least the basic concepts. Yes. So this is the aim of outcome based education. So everything, your teaching process is measured by the outcome, what the students is going to do, how the students is going to perform, what are their expertise they have learned, what are the skills they have attained. So that is going to be directly impacting, or the result of your teaching is not how efficiently I took the class, how um, fluently I delivered the lecture. It is not. It is how much it reached the audience. So that is very, very important. Yes. So key components of OBE is you have to specify clear objectives. So that is what the learning outcome will be. So have you come across this syllabus? No, I have just taken an example of a syllabus. How many of you read this course objectives before you teach a lesson? So it's very, very essential that you have to reach this course objectives, which is part of every curriculum. Every curriculum is coming with a program objective, yes, or program outcome, and then program specific outcome, learning outcome, lot of things. You just go through that, understand, and every course has got a course outcome. Actually, these course outcomes are mapped in relation with the course objective. So I normally teach database management system as well. So I have taken an example of the outcomes which is given in 2021 regulation database management system as per Anna University curriculum, and this is of 2017. So there is, of course, there is lot of change with respect to this curriculum to the understanding what I have about OBE and Bloom's taxonomy. So here, that is, objectives are always say to learn, to understand, okay, to have a knowledge about something, to represent this, to design something, to evaluate the difference between two concepts, to analyze the difference between two concepts. You can have words like this. So how to frame these words, I'll tell you later. So that is what Bloom's taxonomy is going to talk about. And then course outcomes. So this is from 2021 regulation. So you could see that an abbreviated form of course outcome 1, 2, 3. So maximum there will be 5 outcomes corresponding to each unit. You will be having one outcome, and this is 2017 regulation where the syllabus is not speaking about course outcomes, but we have modified it in 4 years of course. An university has modified the syllabus with respect to course outcome, and the question is also framed according to Bloom's taxonomy. So those senior teachers who are there in this presentation, excuse me, because you will be setting questions based on this course outcomes according to Bloom's taxonomy. But I have felt that there is seriously a difference between understanding gap between the teachers who teach the curriculum according to the syllabus, but not having a view on this outcome based education. So here see, classify the modern and futuristic database application, that is a outcome. Map ER model to relation model, that is a outcome. Write queries using normalization, that is an outcome expected. And compare and contrast different strategies, that is an outcome expected, and appraise how advanced databases differ from traditional databases, that is an outcome. So this is with respect to 2017 regulation. Those who are familiar with computer science curriculum, you'll be able to understand it better, how the course outcome has changed. Okay, so even every word there has a lot of significance. So if you see now, the course outcome 1 is construct SQL queries using relational algebra, design databases using ER model, construct queries, compare and contrast indexing strategies, and appraise. So the last 2 points are somewhat same, but they have made a lot of change, or seriously, the syllabus has been refined, the outcome has been refined. The first three are not according to the outcome based education, but here they have clearly modified it in the 2021 regulation, because we are also in that upgradation phase. And cognitive levels are different, okay, as students. And when I see this, all the course outcomes here are in a higher cognitive level, higher order thinking. So if you see your kids book, those who have kids, if you see your kids book, or if you see any competitive exams book, there will be different stages of questions. And the last level, there will be questions called HOTS, HOTS, that is higher order thinking skills. Actually, the most of the outcomes here in this particular syllabus is higher order outcomes. Okay, so they are they are evaluated, or the course outcome is expecting the students to have attained higher order thinking skills, because they'll be able to construct, they'll be able to design, they'll be able to compare and contrast. So we'll see why I'm calling this as HOTS when we see Bloom's taxonomy. So here the components of OBE is, first thing is, before you enter the class or when a person is designing a curriculum, he has to be very clear about the objectives. What is expected from the students? What the students have to learn? What are the learning outcomes? So that is the first thing. And then after you set objectives, you have to design a curriculum aligning with the objectives or the outcomes. You have to design a curriculum. So to achieve this, what role I should have? What are all the lessons I should include in my curriculum? What are all the courses I should include in the curriculum to attain these objectives? Okay, so that's the second thing. And the third thing is, after you have to make an assessment to measure the outcomes. That is, you have to assess the students based on the outcomes. So if I ask the students to do this, whether the students will be able to do that particular task after studying this particular topic. So you have to assess. Okay, so you have to conduct very type of assessment. That is, you have to analyze their lower order skills, you have to analyze their higher order skills. So we have to design assessment. So assessment is also a part of outcome based education, because without assessment you cannot measure outcomes. Without keeping a test, without asking quizzes then and there, you cannot ensure whether the students have understood the topic. And the last one is instructional strategies, that is the teaching methods we use to impart this knowledge to the students, so that the students will achieve the outcome. So we cannot just like that teach or cover the syllabus without making the students understand it, or without making the students do certain tasks expected in the curriculum. So if the curriculum asks the students to design, no, so this is an example. This curriculum is asking the students to be designing databases for any type of system with the help of ER model. He should be able to normalize the database. If you give a database, you should be able to normalize. That is, you should be normalizing the table to first normal form, second normal form, third normal form. Now check. Those are teaching database management system, whether our students will be able to do it. And now, how to check whether the students are able to do it? So you have to develop questions. So in ChatGPT, while you're using ChatGPT, you can use technology. You ask the right question. You say, generate 5 questions. Okay, those who are having a window, you can try it in parallel. Generate 5 questions on designing a database using ER model. Generate 5 design questions to or generate 5 questions where the students will ask to normalize a database. So you put the right keywords so that the chat GPT will be bringing you the right questions. I'll add more keywords when I'm teaching you Bloom's taxonomy. So advantages, again here the focus will be on the students, not on the teachers. So to cater individual needs, your curriculum is designed in such a way that student needs has to be catered. So today if you see every curriculum, they are giving some space where students can take some online courses, some courses from NPTEL. Okay, they are taking courses from non-mudalvan practice project-based courses, and they are converting into credits. And certain autonomous institutions are giving opportunities for the students to present papers, participate in hackathons that are converted into credits. So there will be some students who cannot keep mugging up things and vomiting in papers. Instead, they'll be able to do a lot of other activities. So our curriculum based on this outcome based education is giving student centered learning, or they just focus towards today's students cognitive levels, what today students can understand, what today students will be able to learn. Okay, so that is concentrated. And then when you enter the class itself, you are telling the students that you should do it. Bring the syllabus to them, read the course outcome, read the objective, and make the student understand that this is what is expected. The question paper is going to expect this from you. So make it clear, make it transparent. Don't have things as a black box where the students will not understand what he is going to even after the class is over, he will not know what is expected, what is the objective of the class. So be precise, be clear on that. So that is outcome based education. When the curriculum is designed itself, it is very clear to the students. We are giving that curriculum to the students, so the students know that this is the expectation from me, and the teachers will know that this is what I have to do in the class, so nothing else. So I should give stress to that 5 course outcomes. I should make that my students can do all these 5 things what is mentioned in the syllabus. And flexibility, outcome based education is also giving you flexibility to do a lot of teaching methods. You can, so if you see today's curriculum, or most of the courses are laboratory courses with theory courses, theory with laboratory components in an university. So here the students need to learn some practical, or the students should have some practical knowledge to certain theory concepts. So this earlier it was 2 different courses. One is theory course, the other is a practical courses. But now it is combined, it is integrated. So we can use lot of strategies. The course plan can be done in such a way that you teach a theory concept, you parallelly deal the practical, and so on. So it can go hand in hand, and you can use lot of simulations or demo presentations in the classroom. You can make them do it. So this opportunity is there. You are free to do all these things today. Nobody is going to question why you used mobile phones, why you use different technologies. You can use lot of options. So this flexibility, your outcome based education is giving you. And accountable, again the stress is given to all students. You have to ensure that all students in the class achieve the outcomes. So first is, so this thing, I'll just have a quick thing. The first step is you have to have your learning outcomes set first, and then you have to design the curriculum and the learning activities like that. And then you have to have varied assessment methods to check whether the students have achieved that. And finally, you will have to ask feedback from the students, and so that you can improve the assessment methodology, you can improve the learning methodologies, you can adjust. So in a few days after teaching a new class, you'll be asking for feedback, whether you are able to understand. Do you want more practical thing? Do you want a demo and all? So this would give some added advantage to the students. So challenges is the teachers has to be trained, and you have to use appropriate assessments. That is very challenging, but with the help of AI, you will be able to though you are not able to think, if every teacher is not able to have that creativeness within him, he is not able to think in that angle. With this knowledge what you learn today, you will be able to pose the right question in chat gpt or in any generative AI tool, and you will be able to get the right questions with which you can evaluate your students after you teach them. Okay, or you can put questions and you update yourself, you can teach according to that. Okay, so, and some have problem with changing from traditional methods to technology based methods. Even I had that difficulty when I learned all these things in 2017. But when you have a need to do that, everybody will um, try to focus on it, or by practice we'll be able to achieve it. So Bloom's taxonomy, this is playing a major role. So those people who are setting question papers for different universities, you'll be familiar with that. Again, excuse to all those experienced teachers who are already in this Bloom's taxonomy, who are familiar with what it is. So this again is very important component. Even outcome based education and Bloom's taxonomy, these are all part of the NITTTR course. So the National Institutes for Technical Teacher Research and Institute, what is there in Chennai, they are conducting an 8-module teacher training course for the technical teachers who are in engineering colleges. So this 8-module course, all the government assistant professors who are entrant after 2014, who have entered into service after 2014, it is very essential that they have to complete this 8-module course to have promotions. So if you are intending to work for a government institutions, you have to undergo this 8 modules technical teachers training course. So this course have different 8 modules where outcome based education, Bloom's taxonomy are all part of. So once you clear this 8 modules only, you will be able to, it is a CBT, computer based test, proctored, and every semester they are conducting it. You can write all the 8 modules at once, or you can do it in a paced manner in different semesters. And every entrant after 2014, they are expected to clear this, because these are all the very fundamentals what a teacher has to know. So this Bloom's taxonomy is done by a person, Benjamin Bloom. This is for categorizing the educational goals. So this is where the taxonomy is coming, or this is a fundamental with which the curriculum is framed. Okay, so this helps to design curriculum, design a test paper, design a question paper. Okay, so that will faster the higher order thinking skills, that is HOTS. So why I call HOTS and what is called as lower order thinking skills, we will see now. Actually, he divided it into Benjamin Bloom and few of his team members. They were setting some goals, what are all expected from a student, how we are going to impart knowledge into the student, in what all categories you are going to impart knowledge. The first category is the cognitive. So our cognition today, it is not like a kindergarten child, or it is not in a primary school level child brain, or not in a higher secondary school level, or in a college level. We are all teachers. Our cognition level is much better because we have been given input, we have learned lot of things, and our knowledge base today is updated. Okay, we are all now having some knowledge base in our mind, in our memory, in our brain, which is our cognition. Okay, and then there is another domain in which we are all learning. So learning can be categorized into 3 domains. One is cognition, so that we are doing from right from school, your primary school or kindergarten school. You are learning different things, different subjects, different courses, and you are imparting your knowledge base, or you are improving your knowledge base. This domain, you call it as cognitive domain. And the second thing is, right from our birth, we have added lot of emotions, values, attitudes, feelings. Everybody has got a different attitude, different behavior, different emotional quotient. So if I say the first domain talks about the intelligent quotient, the second talks about the emotional quotient, that is the affective nature. Somebody is sensitive to problems. So our students is also having this. So yeah, holistic education has to talk about the affective domain also, the emotions, how we are molding our students, how we are taking care of the attitude of our students. So that is also part of the education system. And the third one is the psychomotor. So that is, as human beings, everyone is action oriented. That is, we have a motor skills. Uh, there is a scientist called as Gartner. So he says that in God's creation, when we were born, everybody has got different types of intelligence. Okay, he categorized the intelligence into 9 types. So normally, when I go for go as resource person for artificial intelligence, normally artificial intelligence is something human intelligence converted into machine intelligence. That's it. whatever human is able to do, however human is able to perform, we are trying to make the expert system or the machine to do it. We are trying to impart that in the machine. So Gartner says that there are different types of intelligence, and we are all having only a few types of intelligence. Say, reasoning is a type of intelligence, linguistic intelligence, that is, who are all very good at language. They can speak different languages, they will be having fluency, so tremendous fluency in language. Some people will be very good at math, that is reasoning intelligence, and kinesthetic. Some people will have a lot of flexibility. They can do a lot of people who are doing lot of Guinness records, no, by making all these bends and all. Um, they do a lot of things by uh, so doing something to their body. Someone who walks on the rope, that is a kinesthetic. He's able to make a balance on his body. Yes, and like this, they have categorized intelligence into different types. And people who can visual intelligence, who can understand something with the help of a picture, video, and some are verbal, no, audio. Uh, if you hear, if you listen, he'll be able to understand better. Someone have an intelligence, he can read it and understand it better. So all these things he is categorized into different types of intelligence. Some may have three or more, but no one in this world has all the nine types of intelligence. God has not created anyone with all these nine types of potential. Everybody has two or three, at the maximum three or four types of intelligence. So psychomotor, it is something action oriented. Someone has to do it. So someone who can learn better if he does it. But psychomotor skills, actually it is there in part of every human being, because humans are always, when you do something, we will learn it better. Okay, there is a proverb also saying that if you say something, I'll forget. Yes, if I say something before 5 days, no, in a conversation I have spoken to you something, and I asked that on that day told you something, you don't remember at all. But I teach you something, I make you understand something, you may remember. In before 5 days, I taught you this. I go to the class and say, on this class we saw about something. Maybe the students will remember a little bit. Okay, but if I make the students do something, he will remember it forever. Okay, so that is the importance of this domain called psychomotor domain. So when you make the students to do something, when you practice something, they will remember it forever. So Bloom has categorized the domains of learning into three: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. So as human being, we are all in the phase of learning to improve our cognition, to improve our emotional quotient, and to improve our psychomotor skills. So in 1950s, these people, Benjamin Bloom and team, started working on this, and they came up with six levels of cognition. But after, in 2001, Anderson and Rathwall, they came up with changing this noun keywords into verbs, action verbs, because we are learning. Learning is an action, and so all these noun forms are converted into action forms. And every keyword which were in now, for example, knowledge, it was a keyword there in the earlier older Bloom's taxonomy, but in the revised Bloom's taxonomy they changed the word knowledge into remember. Okay, so that is the first level. So these are all the five levels. These are all the five levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. Mm. These are all the five levels. So remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Got it? So first level is the remember level. After that, understand level, apply level, analyze level, evaluate level, and the create level. So the cognitive domain. So actually, this is a original Bloom's taxonomy. So in the net, if you search for Bloom's taxonomy, this will be like this. So these are all lower order skills, and these are all higher order skills. So in the lower order, you are having the remembering, the understanding, and then followed by applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So if you see today's question papers, maybe it's of Anna University of any university which is following outcome based education, they will be setting the questions following the percentage with respect to all these cognition levels. There will be remembering questions, there will be understanding questions, also there will be questions on creation as well. Okay, so we see one by one. So in the remember level, that's a basic thing. Now you ask questions to define what is this, okay, what is normalization, define normalization, define first normal form, define Newton's first law, define Newton's second law. All these are all recalling. You memorize something, you recall the concepts. So that is the first level of cognition, that is the remember level. The second level of cognition is the understanding level, where you explain some concept, a student understands it, and he writes it on his own words. Okay, so all the big questions you'll be seeing one keyword, that is explain. You explain the principle of normalization, explain first normal form with example. All these things, he has learned something, and he is going to narrate or explain it in his own words with the help of a cognition called as understanding. So here you can memorize it. So Newton's first law, Newton's second law, third law நம்ம வந்து புரிஞ்சுக்கிறத விட rather than understanding, in the kindergarten levels, we learn something in a remember level. If you see, go to kindergarten schools, you would have seen the kids repeating things. They recall it again and again. Tables, we have got it not with understanding, but by memorization. Alphabets, we have memorized. Spellings, we have memorized. Of course, phonetics helps to understand and pronounce, but few words are exceptions. So here, the first level of understanding is remember. The second level of understanding is understanding. That is, we are able to gain knowledge about a particular concept and express that with your own ideas. Okay. And the third level is important, very important. You study a concept and you use it in a situation. You apply it. You apply first normal form, but in the question paper, they have given you a database which is violating first normal form, and you ask the students to apply first normal form to normalize the table. Okay, so that is an application question. So in the question paper, if you say what is first normal form, explain first normal form. What is first normal form? That is a remember question. Explain first normal form, that is a second level question, understanding question. Now use or apply first normal form to normalize this table. Now this becomes apply level, the third level of cognition. This is a little bit of or intermediate level of cognition. And then analyzing is to compare concepts, to contrast concepts. You might have come across questions, no, compare and contrast third normal form and BCNF. Okay, I understand that you people, most of you are from computer science background, and I'm posing this example, compare and contrast third normal form and BCNF. So for which the student has to analyze what is third normal form, what is BCNF, how they are similar and how they are different. Okay, so that's the next cognition level. And the next is the higher order thinking. So absolutely higher order thinking, that is evaluate. You are able to justify a stand. No, in question papers, you would have asked questions like, let's say, just funny example, blood is thicker than water. It is a statement. Justify. Yes, you justify. Or third normal form is a stricter than BCNF. Or BCNF is a stricter version than 3NF. Justify. Now, for this statement, you have to bring the ideas, bring the concepts which can justify this particular or evaluate the statement. Say true or false. Justify whether the given statement is true or false. You have to think about, you have to reason whether 3NF is a stricter version, whether BCNF is a stricter version, and so on. Okay. Actually, which is stricter? BCNF or 3NF? Just think. Reflect on this. Okay, just remember the conditions, what is given in 3NF. Remember the conditions on BCNF and find out which is stricter. Okay, yeah. Finally, create. If you are able to learn a concept and you are able to apply it into an entirely new work, not related work, entirely new work, you learn how to query the databases, you learn how to design an ER diagram, you learn how to normalize tables. Now, with this idea, you are going to create your own databases or your own application. I have learned all these database concepts. Now the student goes to develop a e-commerce website or e-commerce mobile application. with a little bit of programming knowledge and back end idea, the database concepts, if he is developing a project of developing a mobile application for a particular application, now he is integrating all these concepts what he have learned to produce a new work. He is developing an application. In that, he is in a cognition level called creation. Now think whether we are making our students to attain all this knowledge levels in the classroom, whether we have designed the curriculum or we are creating the assessment to attain all this, whether our internal question papers are designed to attain all this, whether our external question papers are attaining all this, how much percentage of questions are on remembering level, understanding level, apply level, analyze level, evaluate level, and create level. Of course, creation, we can give only a few weightage. You can give only a minimal weightage, 5% or 10%, because every student will not be able to reach that level in just a matter of 3 months. Maybe he will need some students, he may need time. Okay. So these are all the 6 hierarchy levels. Now, what I suggest you is when you put questions, when you ask Chat GPT to prepare your questions for assessment, maybe quiz questions, MCQ, or maybe question for your class assessment. You want to check whether your students have attained the outcome, what the syllabus is saying. You want to ask, you are in a hurry, you have got some work, but still you want to make the class effective. Text, you can use Chat GPT, not a problem at all. But the accuracy, you have to always check for the accuracy. Just to put the question, generate 5 apply level question, analyze level question, create level question, create cognition level questions. Use the right keyword. It will understand it better. Just generate 5 recall level questions from normalization. Generate 5 understand level questions or analyze level questions. Evaluate level questions. Right, add the right keywords and ChatGPT will give you the right outputs. Yes, this is things. An affective domain, most of the time as teachers, we don't, as higher education teachers, we don't bother about these things, attitudes, emotions, values, or behavior. We don't give so much of importance to this, but in school level, even at the progress report, what is given in the school level, it will concentrate on all these things. If you have seen this report card of a good CBSE school or any good school, which assess the students in different dimensions, even the affective domain, they'd have added a lot of things: speaking skills, uh, interaction, teamwork, and all, because they are measuring the student's attitude, emotion, behavior in the class, how he is able to cope up with the peer, how he is able to give value for everything, how he is respecting the elders, how he is respecting the peers. So they assess all these things. So what are all the 5 levels proposed by these people is, first is receiving. ஸோ இது வந்து ஹையர் எஜுகேஷன் வரப்போ வி ஜஸ்ட் பிளேம் அண்ட் கோ. வி சே த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இஸ் நாட் லிசனிங், they are not attentive, they are in an outside world, but still we have to take some measure to bring back the attention to the class. So this is, we have to assess it. Receiving, so this is the awareness or the willingness to hear something. So how many of you are even hearing now and listening to the lecture? Okay, so that is receiving. And then responding, so once you're hearing it, when I pose questions or when I make reflections, how much of you are able to participate? How much of our students in class are able to participate actively through response, through interaction? Okay. And the last 3, it's a better, even more higher values, or how the students behave. Valuing, so it is the importance that a person or a student give to a particular phenomenon or object or behavior. How much a student value time, how much a student is punctual, how much a student value or respect. So if you assess this, if you insist the students to do be like that, you give assignments, ensure that they are punctual, you give assignments, ensure that they don't copy, you are inculcating that value into the students that they should not copy. You make the students realize that what is the significance of plagiarism, copying a content, what is the worst side of copying a content. Right in school today or right in college, we have to make the students understand that plagiarism is unlawful. It's not it is unethical. We have to make the students understand that values. So that is the third one, valuing. An organization integrating values, that is all this put together, how a student is integrating all these values into oneself. Okay. And the last one, characterization, is living by it. So uh, a person who lives by all, a student who is punctual, regular to the class, respecting the teachers, studying properly, doing all the activities on time, being very perfect in all those things. No, his attitude is very good, he's having a positive attitude, he's emotionally so well, he's able to work as a peer. So that level, no, the highest level again. So here again, receiving is at the lowest level and characterization is at the highest level. So here, receiving, at least you will be able to listen to whatever the people are saying. நிறைய பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க, நிறைய பேசுறதை விட we have to listen, and then we have to respond, we have to interact, so that we'll be getting a lot of ideas. And then valuing, the importance we give to each and every aspect of a class, of a system, of a course, and then integration of values, and then finally being consistently practicing it. Many people will know that these are all the values, but they won't practice it, or they cannot do it consistently. Okay. So these are all the 5 levels of affective domain. So as teachers, we have to be mindful to integrate these values into the students as well. That is concerned on the attitude of the student, emotion of the students, and the value system of the students. Finally, the psychomotor domain. So in every discipline, this is very important, because that is the motor skills, the coordination, how a person is able to do something. Okay, how he is able to understand and practice something. So this starts, actually originally Bloom did not propose these levels, just he said the idea that there is a particular domain of learning called as motor learning, or learning by doing, learning by seeing someone doing. Okay, learning by seeing someone doing. You watch a video, you imitate it. There are people, no, who make mimicries, who imitate people. Even there may be people imitating the way I teach a class, or there'll be teachers who will be repeating a lot of words in class. Our students used to mimic it. The way a teacher is teaching a class, the way the teacher is behaving in a class, moving in a class. So this can be imitated. So that is also a talent. We all appreciate, right? We all people who make excellent mimicries, excellent imitations. We all enjoy it. It's very funny to see one imitate the mannerism of others, but that's a skill which is learned. Okay, but the person called Dave had proposed a taxonomy, categorization of levels, which is coming under the psychomotor domain. That is how we do things. Okay, so எப்படி பண்றோம்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, first level, least level. Okay, we are having imitation as the cognition. Imitation is you observe someone is doing it. Okay, you are cleaning the house, a child watches it, now it starts cleaning it. It takes the mop and it makes the cleaning process. Okay, a child observes something. As children, we have all this power, God has imparted this power called as imitation within us. We observe and we replicate. அதான் அப்படியே பார்க்குறோம், பார்க்குறது அப்படியே செய்கிறோம். Okay, we see someone's action, we do it. Okay, so that's why we keep children away from bad people, so that children will not follow the actions of a wrong person. Okay, so that's imitation. That's the first level of psychomotor domain. And the next one is manipulation. So this is not just seeing and copying. It is, you have been instructed in class, the teacher says that when you go to the lab, this is the first step you have to do, this is the second step you have to do, this is the third step you have to do, fourth step, and finally you get the output. You have to write everything in the notebook, submit it. You have been given some instruction. Okay, you have been given in the class itself, you memorize it. Okay, or you take the note of it, you note everything, and now you go and perform it. You call this as manipulation. Okay, so this is a psychomotor level, the students are doing it. You has to ensure that students has this skill to manipulate. There are students who are lacking it. There are students who lack this. They don't follow the instructions properly. If you say 10 things, they will do only 2. They'll remember only 2. So you give 10 instructions, the student is able to memorize it, take all the instructions, you go stand in the class, say them that you are supposed to do this 10 steps, they do it. That level of knowledge is called manipulation. And then precision, they do it, but they improve it. It is not accurate, it is not good enough. They improve it, they refine it. You give 10 instructions, they develop a program, but the program output is not too perfect. They refine it, they change the code. So that is called as precision. Refining your activity is called precision. And articulation, it is not one set of instruction, it is a coordinating a series of actions. Okay, you tell them that this is a linear linked list, you tell them this is a queue, this is a stack, this is a b tree, b plus tree, and all. Now they put this together and they make an indexing approach, or they make some, after learning all these things, okay, they are making some organization, file organization application, they are making an indexing application, effective indexing application. After learning all these things, okay, they are doing it on their own for a new situation. So this is called articulation. And last one, this is the highest level again. So this is till articulation, you do it only as a novice, that is uh, not as an expert. You refer, you search here and there, you look for the observation again and again, and you compile everything, and somehow you attain an output. But in naturalization, this becomes your process. The psychomotor skill எப்படின்னா in memory skillனு சொல்லுவோம். That is, if a mosquito is coming in, we will as a reflex we will kill it, we'll try to kill it. Or if you see find something is biting you, immediately we will see what is it. Or a fire is there, immediately we will do some actions, no, by reflex. We will not even have the time to think, we will act immediately. You close the door. Many a times you close the door, you go out, you close the door, you by reflex you do it. நிறைய பேருக்கு டவுட் வந்துடும் ஆஃப்டர் க்ளோசிங் த டோர், டிட் ஐ க்ளோஸ் த டோர். ஏன்னா அதை நம்ம யோசிக்கவே இல்லை, எஃபர்ட்லெஸ்ஸாக வி டிட் இட். ஓகே, ஸோ நிறைய விஷயங்களை லைஃப்ல செஞ்சுட்டே இருக்கிறப்ப நம்ம அதை எப்படி செஞ்சோம், எப்போ செஞ்சோம் ஞாபகமே இருக்காது. பிகாஸ் வி டூ இட் ஃப்ரம் இன் மெமரி ஆஸ் அ ரிஃப்ளெக்ஸ். ஓகே, வித்தவுட் ஈவன் திங்கிங் வி டூ இட். ஸோ தட் இஸ் நேச்சுரலைசேஷன். ஸோ இது வந்து ரொம்ப லாஸ்ட் லெவல். இஃப் யூ ஆர் அன் எக்ஸ்பர்ட், யூ கேன் டூ திங்ஸ் எஃபர்ட்லெஸ்லி, automatically. So when I was delivering the lecture for the first time, I used to think about a lot of examples, I used to refer a lot of books, and I used to be so prepared for the class. But after years, you and I, all the teachers here, after years together, no, we do this effortlessly because it has become our natural course of action. We have learned it, our brain has got lot of knowledge of how to do it automatically. So if you reach such level of psychomotor knowledge, it is naturalization. So this is the hierarchy again. In the last level you have the imitation and then naturalization. So as teachers, we are all having a responsibility to give 3 domains of knowledge to our students. One is cognitive level, the other is affective level, and the other is the psychomotor level. We want our students to perform, do things, and do things naturally without any external input. You do things naturally, so just count on all those things you can do naturally, effortlessly. So that is the expert system you have in your mind, the AI system you have in your mind. Yes. So this Bloom's taxonomy, if you see, this is used in lesson planning. That is, when you are writing your lesson plans, you can add all these keywords. I have not included the specific keywords here, but I have included only the broad keywords. Under each category, there are a set of keywords which is given inside Bloom's taxonomy, which you can add in your lesson plan or add in your question papers what you create. Okay, explain, discuss, differentiate, synthesize, recall, use, analyze, justify, and so on. Okay, so this Bloom's taxonomy is used today for lesson planning as well as assessment design. So even if you ask ChatGPT to prepare your lesson plan, please use the right keywords, make the right prompt. With the help of this knowledge, you ask questions to ChatGPT, so that you will get the right answers or a better answer. Okay. And remember, you can achieve this remember level of skill by conducting quiz on key terms, and you can ask to summarize a concept. You can use the word summarize to and make the students uh, understand the things in the second level of cognition, and to make the students or assess the students where they have reached the apply level. You can ask them to solve a problem in a particular technique, and to analyze in the analyze level, you can ask them to compare and contrast two theories so that they will make the correlation between different ideas. And to evaluate whether they have the right understanding about a concept, they are able to rightly argue, you can conduct debates. Okay, in class you can conduct debates to understand the merits and the demerits of different approaches. And finally, in the create stage, you have to definitely ask the students to do some project or design some project based on the concept what they have learned. Every student, after they learn every course, they have to make a design. They have to create something based on the concepts what they have learned. I understand that as teachers, we all conduct quiz every time, every day we go to class, we ask some quiz, we ask them to summarize what they have learned in the last class, or at the end of the class, we ask them to summarize what they have learned. Of course, we are making them solve problems to a bit, but these things I think we are still lacking, but we have to make them do it in the class. Okay, so these are all some of the keywords which we can use in Bloom's taxonomy. So remember, to test the remember, you have to use the keywords define, list, recall. To understand level, to check the course outcome, which is at the understand level, you have to use the keyword explain, describe, summarize. In the apply level, you can use the keywords like solve, demonstrate, use. In the analyze level, you can use the keywords like compare, contrast, differentiate. And in the evaluate level, you can ask them to justify, make a critique on the particular statement, make a judgment on the particular statement. And create level, you can use the keywords design, construct, produce. Okay. Technology enabled learning. So if you want, you can make a note of this, because now with the generative AI, everybody has this power at your hand, not the presenter, not the resource person. You can just surf and find. Okay. So to make remembering in classrooms, if you want to take some technology to the classroom to make the students understand something at the remember level, மனப்பாடம் பண்ண வச்சிரணும். இந்த தியரியை வந்து அவங்க மனப்பாடம் பண்ணிடணும். The steps அவங்க மனப்பாடம் பண்ணிடணும். You are teaching normalization. You are teaching the definitions of finite automata. You are teaching the definition of push down automata. Then prepare flashcards. Okay. So to make flashcards, you can use Quizlet. There is a application called Quizlet. You can create flashcards with Quizlet, and these flashcards you can take to the class. And to make the students understand things at the second cognition level, you can make interactive videos or concept maps. Concept maps. So for which you can use MindMeaster. So this is again an AI based application. You can use this application to generate concept maps. And to make apply level, you can make simulations, virtual labs, because they have to solve a problem. So PET interactive simulation is one such tool which can use at this level. And analyze, you can use Google Sheets, because that is Excel sheet. You can use Google Sheet, where you can make some analysis of the students in the question. Say நல்லா பண்ணிருக்காங்க, இது வந்து நான் எஜுகேஷன் டெக்னாலஜி வைஸ் சொல்றேன். ஸோ த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஹவ் பெர்ஃபார்ம்ட் இன் அ டெஸ்ட். ஐ வாண்ட் டு அனலைஸ் ஹவு த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஹவ் டன் இட். யூ கேன் யூஸ் கூகுள் ஷீட். Actually, for discussion forum, to make the people make a debate or something, to make them compare concepts, you can use Padlet. The Padlet will act like a forum where you can share your ideas, or you can see what other people have shared about a particular concept. Okay. And evaluate, you can have some peer review platforms or online debates platform. So this is one tool where one peer can grade other peers' work. Okay. So in my class, when I was studying engineering, and even many of the teachers do that now, after making a simple test in class, we ask the students to exchange the papers and correct it. In schools also they do it. The teacher don't correct the papers. They will conduct a very small test, 10 minutes test. Even a maths teacher from our class, from my school has to do this. Give 10 questions, ask the students to shuffle the papers, just interchange, dictate the answers, correct it, and once again they will shuffle back and they will make a analysis. So these are all very quick ways which we did it physical classroom. Now we have some tools to make it online also. Because if our classroom is online, we should be able to do it online and create. So this is with respect to a very simple example, storytelling or project based learning. If it is storytelling, you can use an application called Storybird. Again, it is an AI based tool. Scratch, it is a very basic application. Most of the teachers, maybe now you will be asking your students to use Scratch to develop programming knowledge. So develop this programming knowledge. Every student in computer science, it is good if they practice this Scratch. Blended learning, how many of you are familiar with this blended learning? I think you would have heard about this word, blended learning. So it is integration of digital media into your traditional classroom. If you join these two, because both have advantages as well as disadvantage. Both have advantages as well as disadvantages. You cannot say that only the traditional classroom, the board teaching is best. No, because today students want interactive classroom. They want some interactive videos, animations to be done in class, some activity. Today we want to our students to learn by fun. ஸோ இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பசங்களும் அப்படிதான். Learning, they feel bored because they expect too much of fun in everything. Our students, our children, they want fun element to be in everything they see. Okay, so we have to blend these two. That is the strengths of both the online teaching methods as well as the in-person teaching methods, and this aspect you call it as a blended learning. So that is very, very important. You cannot rely on complete online mode, or you cannot rely on complete physical mode. Blended mode is very, very important, because students will be able to learn according to their pace, in their own time, as well as in their own place. எங்க இருக்கிறாங்களோ அங்கிருந்து learn பண்ணிப்பாங்க. So today this FDP, since it's online, people from different places, even distance places, are able to attend this particular FDP. Now, models. So I just want to you people to understand this also. The first is a rotational model. So here the students will be able to switch between physical mode or online mode. Whenever he wants to go to class, he will be going to class. Whenever he wants to take the class online, he will take the class online. இது வந்து இருந்துச்சு. எப்போ இருந்துச்சுன்னா, ஈவன் இட்ஸ் தேர் இன் வெஸ்டர்ன் கண்ட்ரீஸ், எஸ்பெஷலி யூஎஸ்லலாம் நிறைய ஸ்கூல்ஸில் காலேஜஸில் இந்த ஆப்ஷன் இருக்குது, ரொட்டேஷனல் மாடல். And even here in these new coaching, NEET coaching centers, I have faced this. They were hybrid mode classes. If the student wants to take in physical mode, he can go to the station, or he can take the online class in home. They will be having a smart classroom where the same classroom teaching will be available for another student who is taking it online. Okay, so this is called rotational mode. Both will be given attendance. Both will be able to gain knowledge. A student sitting in class as well as student sitting online. Flex mode. So this is especially for students who are having some disabilities, who will be not able to come to class because they are disabled, or who are having some learning disabilities, that is dyslexia and other problem. So for them, the content is delivered online, and the teacher will support wherever needed. And Lockhart model. So this model, some courses are run online and some courses are run face to face. Even in Nana University curriculum, there is an option that the students can take some courses in NPTEL, SWAYAM platform, or in other online forums like Coursera and other, and they can use it for credit transfer. And some courses, if they feel that these courses I can take only face to face because they are laboratory oriented, project oriented, I will go and attend in class, then they can choose the face to face classes. So the students can take certain courses in the curriculum through online portals and certain courses from the face to face. Our new educational policy is going to have a too much amount of contribution towards this online course also, like this Lakate model. Okay, students will be able to learn from everywhere or anywhere. And last one, enriched virtual model. So this combines both. For the same course, the student will have face-to-face sessions as well as he will be having online model. The same database management course, he will take some components in face-to-face and some components in the online model. இது நம்மளுக்கே இருக்கும். இப்போ நிறைய வாட்டி பார்த்தோம்னா ப்ரோக்ராமிங் கான்செப்ட்ஸ்லாம் வந்து இட் இஸ் பெட்டர் வி டீச் வித் த ஹெல்ப் ஆஃப் சம் online video or something or some presentations, whereas if it is problematic TOC kind of stuff, there we'll have to have work out something on board, deduce something on board, for which you can go for a face-to-face sessions. So for the same course you can plan some sessions to be face-to-face and some sessions to be coursework. So even in your assessment record, what is given in college for completing a course, you can add all these things, that I followed all these practices, I gave digital resources, I conducted this class through interactive video, I conducted this class through flipped classroom. I'll tell you what is that. Okay, so challenges is of course technology access, because every student should have technology access, and then you have to teach every teacher or train every teacher, and the student should have motivation, because when you give too much of freedom or flexibility to the students to learn from wherever they are, they have to be motivated to learn. They should have the urge to learn. If they are not motivated, then they are not going to use the technology properly. They are going to misuse it. So like what most of the parents have faced during online classes, most of the students were doing something else rather than listening to the class. We were thinking that students are listening, but they were doing something else. So if there is lack of motivation, then blended learning, you cannot be successful. And quality control, that is both the components, online or offline, has to be highly quality. You have to maintain the high quality. So you have to understand the student needs. You have to integrate with the curriculum. That is our teaching methodologies, what you're going to follow has to match with the curriculum. And then you have to choose appropriate digital tools, and which will be best suited for the students as well as teachers. So flipped classroom. So this is one idea which I'll be practicing in class after I have undergone this FDPs. So whenever I feel that எல்லாருக்குமே கஷ்டம், இந்த 5 யூனிட்ஸ் அந்த கொடுத்துருக்கிற டைம்குள்ளே நம்மளுக்கு எல்லா கான்செப்ட்ஸையும் ஈக்குவலாக அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணி புரிய வைக்கிறது வந்து இட் வில் டேக் டைம். Okay, it will be difficult. So what you can do is you can save time. Non-flipped classroom is a technique where you make the students watch some content. Maybe you can prepare the content and share them to watch it outside, or you can ask them to view some NPTEL videos which you feel it is most suitable, or you can ask them to use some Coursera videos or whatever it is, YouTube lectures, and ask them to come to the class after watching the video. Now you save half an hour of lecture hour inside the class, or 1 hour lecture hour inside the class, whereas in the class they come and do some activities based on the content what they have learned outside. So this concept you call it as flipped classroom. So normally we teach in classroom, give the homework outside. Now when you give a practice question for outside, they will copy it, they will not know how to do it, they'll be having very big turmoil to how to solve it, then they go copy it and they come and submit. So now what you do is you flip it. With the help of technology, what you can do is you can ask the students to watch a content outside, a standard content, a good content, either created by you teachers or created by some even excellent teachers outside. You make them watch it and engage the students in class by solving some problems, doing the assignments in class. You give thinking activity in class, making them discuss it. You can ask them to solve it, share the solution in class so that others will understand it, and so on. And even the other 3 learning types is also different learning strategies. If you want a student to perform, create something, you can use some project based learning where he will combine this idea what he has learned or researched into hands-on projects. Similarly, collaborative learning, it is learning by some teams, discussions, debate. everyone share some idea, everyone learn few things and they share the idea. So that is collaborative learning. And adaptive learning, it is using technology to adjust to the needs of the students. Okay, so you can suggest those who want to know this more, or those who don't know the fundamentals even, you can watch these videos. Okay, you can do this assessments, and then you can come to this particular class so that you can understand it better. Many a times our students, we expect some fundamentals from previous semester courses. Okay, for databases, when I teach B3, I want these students to remember what they have learned in data structures. Okay, but they'll not remember. So what you can do is you can ask them to learn it earlier. Not all the students. Some students will remember. Those who don't remember, what you can do is you can share some videos so that they will watch this particular video and they will come to class prepared, and your classes will become effective. Okay, so assessment, formative assessment. So this is regularly in after a few classes, you can conduct some quizzes. You can share that feedback. Okay, and summative assessment, maybe it is the internal assessments what you are conducting, short answers, big answers, and all. And then you can have peer assessment. After doing an work, you can ask them to present, and you can make the other peer to assess it and give feedbacks. And self assessment, this is also very important. You make some reflections, or you make the students understand how they have learned it. இப்போ இது ரொம்ப important. Whenever I have the outcome in my hand, ask the students, no, you have the curriculum, ask the students, teach the first lesson, ask them to test whether they are able to do the first course outcome. உன்னால அதை செய்ய முடியுதா, செக் பண்ணிக்கோ. That is self assessment. You teach the second unit, ask them to check whether the second course outcome is achieved by you, whether you are all able to do it. நம்ம நினைப்போம் as a teacher, okay, I have taught it, my work is done, I have taught them to design a diagram. But self assessment will help the students, each and every one of the students, to realize whether they have achieved that particular objective or not. If not, give them some remedial videos, ask them to watch outside, so that at the end we can ensure that every student has achieved the outcome. And again, some technology. So for LMS, you can go for Moodle and Canvas, and Genomio is a Moodle based. These are open source. Canvas, Blackboard, these are all LMS, that is learning management systems. And interactive tools, Kahoot, Quizlet, Padlet, these can be used for some communication purpose. So this can be used for creating flashcards or quizzes. Kahoot is like a quiz platform, again fun based, game based quizzes. Okay, Padlet, it can give you an opportunity to share your ideas and interact with your peers. For content creation, actually இது நமக்கு ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். Content நம்ம create பண்றதுக்கு you can use open source tools like Active Presenter and Open Broadcasting Studio. You have tools. One is Active Presenter, the other is OBS, Open Broadcasting Studio. So ரெண்டுமே என்ன பண்ண முடியும், Active Presenterல you can record your video and you can upload in YouTube or something. You can create presentations, that is PowerPoint with animations and all. You download this and you can try this. Okay, I'm using Active Presenter also for recording my videos. And Open Broadcasting Studio, this also permits screen recording. Okay. And communication tools, of course, Zoom, Meet. So Meet we are using today. Yes. Coming to generative AI, so I just limited this content after seeing the presentation of the first two resource persons. They have fully concentrated on AI tools, but still I just will bring you something extra. Yeah. Generative AI, of course, it is an artificial intelligence system. So what does it do? It makes create new content. It is going to generate text or images or audio or video based on some training data. So actually it is an combination of three types of learning, that is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So it's a combination of all three. Okay, and yeah, we'll see more. So this generative AI, after it is invented, it is making a large contribution to education. Now our students are able to generate reports, generate applications in no time. So projects எல்லாமே பண்ணிடுறாங்க. ChatGPT, with the help of ChatGPT, they are able to use they are able to develop projects, they are able to develop fine content, they are writing letters for anything they are searching online, and they are generating some content according to their needs. Okay, and even teaching, to teach innovatively you can rely on chat gpt. Okay, because it is using three different technologies from our domain. One is natural language processing, machine learning, and deep learning. So இதோட ஸ்டோரி கொஞ்சம் பார்க்கலாம் when after this. So it is used for content creation, to generate lesson plans. இதுக்கெல்லாம் நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். After speaking about educational technology, you can generate your lesson plans, you can generate quizzes, you can generate any kind of educational material with the help of this content generation. And you are having some tutoring mechanisms, that is personalized tutoring according to the needs of a particular student. And language learning, even ChatGPT helps you to learn different languages. It knows more than some handful of languages. It knows several languages including Tamil. So if at all, if you want to learn any language, you can take the help of generative AI. And it can do automatic grading or some assessment, some analytics can be done with the help of task. For each and every purpose, actually, if you see, there are different tools with the same generative AI program. They have developed different applications. Okay, different programs for different targets. இன்னும் நிறைய வரும். Still it is going to develop. இன்னைக்கு பார்த்தோம்னா there are freewares tools, AI tools, or ChatGPT is open source, but இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி பர்டிகுலர் நீட்ஸ்க்கு, சப்போஸ் இஃப் தேர் இஸ் அ டியூட்டரிங் சிஸ்டம், அது நிறைய வந்து லைசன்ஸ்டாக தான் இருக்கு, இல்லை ஃப்ரீ ட்ரையல், கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு ஃப்ரீ ட்ரையல் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ். அண்ட் ரிசர்ச் பர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ்ல வாட் ஐ வில் சே இஸ், use generative AI to develop applications for the problems we face. Many problems what we face, you have to use the same technology, but you can use it to develop PowerPoint presentations. Of course it is there, but with limited feature, but you can develop more. Okay, so these are all the benefits of AI in education. Personalization, இது ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், பிகாஸ் ஒரே டீச்சிங் மெத்தடாலஜி, இப்போ நீங்கள் 100 பேர் 100 பேர் இப்போ லிசன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்கன்னா, the way I am teaching will not be absolutely suitable for all the 100. If there are 60 in our class, all the 60 cannot listen to or understand in the way we are teaching, or the aid what we are teaching will not be suitable for all. Okay, so it should be personalized. So this technology or AI is going to achieve this personalization. With the help of feedback, we'll be able to refine the system. Okay, so efficiency, that is, it reduces time. Even some content of this slide I have taken from different types of generative AI. Okay, I have taken codes to import that to PPT and all. I've done something. I have tried to use technology. Earlier, if I have to prepare this PPT, it will take a lot of time. But this, I have done it in a very short span of time. And it will also help us to improve engagement by making interactiveness. You can make online polls, you can make interactive quizzes with the help of Slido kind of thing. Okay, accessibility, again, people with disabilities who cannot understand in the same way, who cannot read in the same way, who cannot write in the same way, for them AI is a great benefit. We'll see some of the tools. So this is very important. One is ethical concerns. You cannot ask unethical questions to generative AI. Okay, and the data privacy is a very big aspect we should be concerned. So skip this. Yes, large language models. So where does this generative AI comes from? So நம்ம இப்போ no wise person, they can say that chat gpt, but you have to say that the technology what is behind the chat gpt is called generative AI. And again, the model what is behind generative AI is called as large language models. Okay, so large language models, again, these are all AI systems. So this LLMs are the backbone of generative AI, and in turn these LLMs or generative AI models are based on a concept called transformer, which is coming from deep learning. So these transformers, they are also neural network structures, deep neural network structures, but they are coming with two components in extra, one called as decoder, the other called as encoder. ஓகே, ஸோ இது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்ட். இப்போ ஸோ வி ஆர் இன் ஜெனரேட்டிவ் ப்ரீ-ட்ரெயின் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபார்மர் 4, GPT-4. Earlier version is GPT-3. Before that, there was something called BERT. Okay, and before GPT-3, it is something called GPT-2. Bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. So this is called BERT model. So all these are transformers. All these are transformers. When did BERT come? BERT was developed and launched by Google in 2018. Okay, and there is a joke, no? Kohli first vandicha mutta vandichandra mari. There is something between this BERT model and GPT-2. So before GPT-3, there was GPT-2. BERT and GPT-2, both somewhat they came in the same time. So GPT-2 is a product of OpenAI, and BERT is a product of Google. Okay, Google developed this transformer encoder, and they primarily used this for language translation. Till then, till 2018, if you see, Google will not be able to make language translation. Google search engine was not extended to many languages. But after BERT was coming in, and BERT was open source, and it was a Google product, and many of the social networks like Facebook, Hugging Face, so much, all have used BERT, and they have developed their own translation models. Okay, transformers. There is so much. You can surf and find out the names of such models. And the language translation used for translation. So encoder, it will make a summarization of what is there, and it will help to do based on the summarization or understanding of the content, it will work. So that is a transformer based on encoding. So here in the GPT model, it is actually generating. Okay, so it is doing the decoding part. It has understood, it has trained it, understood some concept, and it is generating new concepts. So it is decoding something. Okay, so this GPT-2, we have to say it is a decoder based transformer, and BERT models or any model which is offering language translation alone, it is an encoding model. But there is also hybrid language models or transformers, which is both doing the task of encoding as well as decoding. So this is with respect to the technical knowledge of the transformer. So it's a neural network architecture along with an encoding and a decoding part. Or if you want summarization as well as translation or generation, in that sense, you have to combine encoding as well as decoding. Okay. So it is used, the LLMs are used for natural language processing, that is text generation, that is a decoding part, and summarization and translation, it is an encoding part. And chatbots or virtual assistants. So we have number of chatbots now. So the design of chatbots is possible. In few lines, our students are able to design chatbots today, just in few lines. Okay, so that is done with the help of this LLM or transformers, and it is able to create contents, write articles or reports, and it is also used in education for personalized learning, automated grading, and content generation. Okay. But so I explained you this. So it is an NLP model. It is developed by Google. It was introduced in 2018. It is bidirectional. So that is a one word there, bidirectional transformer, because till now we will see forward. We will not see backward. Okay. Or if it is back propagation network, we will finally take the output, error forward. Okay. The error will be forwarded back. Okay. So this transformer, it was having an attention range. So attention is a very important keyword in LLM. Attention both to the previous word as well as to the next word, so that it will understand the context. இப்போ எப்பவுமே நமக்கு வந்து அடுத்த வேர்டை ப்ரெடிக்ட் பண்றது வந்து பாசிபிளா இருந்துச்சு ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் வரைக்கும். இட் வில் ப்ரெடிக்ட் த நெக்ஸ்ட் வேர்ட் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் த கரண்ட் வேர்ட். ஓகே, பட் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் த கான்டெக்ஸ்ட் வி ஷுட் நோ வாட் கேம் ப்ரீவியஸ்லி ஆல்சோ. ஸோ இந்த அட்டென்ஷனை பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சப்போ வி கால் தட் அஸ் பை டைரக்ஷனல். ஓகே, ஸோ யூ ஆர் சீயிங் an input what is earlier and we are seeing what is coming after it, so that we try to understand in what context this particular word is being put. So Google search engine, it is better than Yahoo or other Rediff search engines which we were having at that time, Google, but it is a keyword based retrieval. It cannot go beyond keywords. It will see every word separately. It will not understand the words together. Actually, it cannot understand. But today's our language models, it's performing, outperforming. The AI is coming, blooming so up because it is able to understand the context. இது என்ன கான்டெக்ட்ல போடுறாங்க, chat gpt is giving you the right response because it is able to understand your question in the right sense, the context in which you are asking the question. Okay, so this meaning was not possible with the conventional search engines. They were not able to understand because they were making keyword based retrieval. But here we are making context based retrieval. Okay, we are making the same retrieval mechanisms, information retrieval techniques in ஒரு பேப்பர் இருக்கு, அதான் பேஸ் ஆஃப் கோர்ஸ். பட் அங்க வந்து அது கான்டெக்ட் பேஸ்டா இல்ல, கீவேர்ட் பேஸ்டா இருந்துச்சு. பட் நவ் வி ஆர் டாக்கிங் இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் கான்டெக்ட் பேஸ்ட். Okay, so applications of BERT, it is used in search engine optimization, text classification, that is just seeing the text, I can say whether it is a spam or not, or unwanted mail or not, and all. And then question answering, like what we do. Okay, translation. So this is a main purpose of BERT. Google invented BERT or developed BERT to cater this need, that is machine translations, natural language processing, where language translation is the main. The language barrier வந்து break பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சாங்க. Native language, there are so many languages spoken, but Google understands English அப்படின்னு இருந்துச்சு. அதுல இருந்து எல்லா பாசிபிள் லாங்குவேஜ்க்கும் அதை வந்து அப்ளை பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா மேனுவலா பண்ண முடியாது, மேனுவலா ஆண்டாலஜி கிரியேட் பண்ண முடியாது. அப்படிதான் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. மேனுவலா ஆண்டாலஜி ஒவ்வொரு லாங்குவேஜுக்கும் கிரியேட் பண்ணி யூனோ வாட் இஸ் த சைஸ் ஆஃப் அ டிக்ஷனரி ஆஃப் அ லாங்குவேஜ். So that is not possible. So they want to automate it, and they came up with this transformer BERT model to make language translation. Apart from this, it is used for other purposes also. Okay. Coming to AI tools, specific AI tools. So this I am repeatedly saying, Moodle, Blackboard, and Canvas, they are all learning management systems, and they make personalized learning also. So they give a course, offer you a course, try to understand what concepts the students have learned better or not, and they try to have some remedial videos to make you people understand that particular concept which you have not understood. Even Khan Academy, it is going to give you a lot of this personalized learning experiences. Okay, Khan Academy. Intelligent tutoring systems, Socratic. So this is a tool by Google which is helping the students to do their homework with all explanation and resources. So it will solve the problem and will give you the explanation for the problem also. Okay, and then Newton. So it is adaptive learning technology. It is going to customize the educational content according to the individual student needs. Again, based on the feedback what the students is giving, but based on the understanding level of the students, either you will be given lot of fundamental videos, or if the student is able to cope up well, he will be given some advanced videos, or the quizzes will be first done in the lower order skills, and then the medium level skills, and then the higher order skills. And the report will also be given that நிறைய இருக்கு, இந்த அப்ஸ்கில் டெஸ்ட்லாம் எழுதுறாங்கல்ல, அதுலலாம் பார்த்தாலுமே நம்ம எப்படி பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்றோன்றதை பொறுத்து what type of questions we have done well, the report will generate and say that at a beginner level you are good at writing, at a intermediate level you are good at speaking, and your listening skills are excellent, you are at a very expert level, the listening skills of you are at the expert level. Based on the assessments what we are taking, they'll be able to categorize it, and they make the platform adaptive to the person. And Carnegie Learning, it is specifically done for math tutoring, and they have won some AI award, excellence in AI award, because it is giving excellent math tutoring. And content creation and curation, you are having Grammarly, so many people might have used it. So this is used in writing, giving you suggestions to write, correcting your grammars and so on, style and all. And content technologies, they are completely in actually IPR. Here it is mentioned as textbooks alone, but they are in IPR, that is intellectual property rights. Any type of intellectual property, it may be a design, it may be a book, it may be a material, it may be a project what you are developing, it may be a patentable thing. For any type of IPR, they are using AI and they are creating it. Okay, even patents today are they created with the help of AI. So last week I was in a certificate course at Chennai. There they were talking about AI tools which can write patents. Okay, but I'm not interested to that. For things we know, you can rely on technology, but things you don't know, you have to understand. You have to become a master, and then you have to rely on technology to assist you. Otherwise, you will not master the concept. Quizlet, again employing technology. Here it is using to generate quiz or some flashcards. Okay, and virtual assistants. So we know IBM Watson. So it is a virtual assistant. It can answer any type of queries. Alexa, it can use for education purpose also, and ChatGPT. Okay. So this is some assessment tools. Turnitin, you all are familiar with Turnitin because Anna University mandates for plagiarism check using a tool called Turnitin. So it is a software. It is assessing the quality of your research work. So it is assessing your quality and saying whether your quality is original or it is duplicated, plagiarized. Okay. And Edmentum and this grade scope, they are used for assessment and grading the assessment. So even grade scope, it is actually not freeware, it is licensed. Pricing is there, but many people are using it. It is helping to assess even comprehensive questions, short answers as well as long answers. And personalized learning platform, Khan Academy is having a personalized learning path. So according to the students understanding level, cognition level, the content will be changed, the assessments will be changed. Duolingo, so this is a AI based tool which is useful for learning language. You can learn any language with the help of Duolingo. It has beautiful exercises to make you learn the language in a better way. And Dreambox, it is for math lessons, personalized math lessons. So according to your cognition level, the student's cognition level, the mathematical lessons will be improvised, customized. Collaborative learning, PSA. So this is a platform where many of the university teachers and student teachers are having profile where they include their students in order to make peer-to-peer interaction and collaborative learning. Okay, and then Microsoft Teams for education. So this is also licensed. So if you have that license for your college or something, you can use it for developing collaborative projects and group work with the help of Microsoft Teams. Slack is again a platform which can be used for communication and collaboration. So these are all AI tools which are used for communication and collaboration. So you have to explore further because many are not freeware, or they are free only on a trial basis, or they are free only with a limited features. So there is a lot of scope of research. So as a teacher, if you explore any problem with the usage of ChatGPT or limitation of ChatGPT, or you want ChatGPT to be like this, even better than this, you can come up with ideas. You can make it a patent. Educational research, again, altmetric, it will value your research outputs. That is the papers published, where and all it is cited, what are all the journals in which it is cited, what is the H index, what is the citation factor. All this thing is taken into account, and your research outputs are measured or analyzed with the help of some application called as altmetric. Okay, and Scholar C, this is again a paid version, but still this is an AI technique. All these techniques are going to rely on this BERT model or this GPT model, which are open concepts, but they are tailoring it according to the need of a particular domain or a particular target audience, and they are selling it. Okay, so you can also use such products. Take the code of OpenAI, modify it according to your need, and you can use it. Okay, so here this particular scholarship is to summarize research papers. It will read papers, whatever the papers you give, and it will give you a summarization of your paper. You need not read papers. It will take hours of our time to read a paper, but this AI technology will read the paper for you, and it will give you a gist of the paper. Okay, so again, analytics is very important. So even researchers in educational technology can work on this. Worldwide, There are many people working on educational technology. They are coming up with lot of devices, lot of tools for education, because education is a prime thing which can change the world. So they are bringing lot of products to cater to the individual needs of students. And analytics is playing a very very important role, because to understand the student difficulty, to understand why the student is having this problem in understanding this concept, or how this particular student is doing extraordinary in a particular student, what capabilities is making them drive this thing. So if as an administrator, if I am able to understand what quality, what cognition, what affective domain, what psychomotor skill is giving a student a better job after 4 years, I'll be able to train the next juniors according to that. If I get the analyzed output, we should say that this is the thing which is making a person to achieve a higher LPA after 4 years. I'll be able to train my first year to achieve that within the 4 years, so that they can also earn a higher LPA. So this analytics for education will help in a huger extent. And in some cases there are students who drop out. They don't continue education. ஏதோ ஒரு ரீசனுக்கு வந்து அப்படியே லாங் ஆப்சென்டா இருப்பாங்க, டிஸ்கன்யூ ஆயிடுவாங்க, டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆயிடுவாங்க. நம்ம அவங்கள பத்தி பார்க்கறதே இல்லை. பட் ஆஸ் அ கவர்மெண்ட் செக்டர், தீஸ் சில்ட்ரன் ஆர் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். Why these people dropped out? What is the reason they dropped out? Why they did not continue education? What would have been a better alternative for these students? So for which analytics is very very important. So this is important for children who have disabilities. There are companies who are coming up with lot of AI products which can increase the accessibility in education. So children who are having dyslexia, that is people who have difficulty in reading and understanding things, your Microsoft is coming with a product called Microsoft Immersive Reader. It will help the students with learning difficulties or reading difficulties to read it, enhance the reading. Okay, it will read it loud, it will give a stress in certain points, it will adapt to the reader and do it. It is freeware actually, Microsoft Immersive Reader. Google AI for accessibility. Again, this is helping for people who are having different types of disability. So if they are not able to hear, but they are having a good eyes, then Google offers live captions of everything. Okay, so captions will help them read it instead of hearing. Okay, so if you are not able to type, okay, you are having some problem with your hands, you can go for voice typing. So like that, this Google AI for accessibility, so this is an application developed by Google. This gives you a lot of options, even can be added to Chrome, options to make disabled students to perform well. And Coursewell 3000, so this is a AI based tool again for people with disabilities. I have just added one feature, that is text to speech, but they are offering wide range of options, features. Future trends. So this immersive learning, not only AI with other technologies like VR and AR will be a very big boon to education technology. Of course, predictive analytics will help to identify students who are at risk. And apart from all these things, very important is the ethical concern. The privacy of the learners, the students has to be ensured. And everybody has to have the ethical concern. That is, we are not allowed to copy anyone's content. And ChatGPT, you can use it, but it is our responsibility to verify the correctness of the data before we share it with our students. It is our responsibility to ensure that the data is accurate. Just like that, we cannot refer any content to anyone. And the copyright is very very important. So you would have come across this Creative Commons license, CC license. I hope you people know how to see this Creative Commons license also. If possible, I'll show you that. Yes. Now, before we wind up, I would like to show you something. No, the classroom, how it will look. Just see this classroom. So this will be the future classroom, which is integrated with AI and all. Okay. So, what do you think after watching this video? No, that is, our future classrooms will be like this. Our students will be wearing headbands where they are completely tracked, and at times, with some students who want to have focus, who want to bring their thoughts back to class, because unknowingly their thoughts wander outside. You would have seen some people, no, all 100 year want to listen to me, but sometimes your thoughts go outside without your knowledge, without your um, awareness. Your thoughts wander outside and you lost track of the class. Because you lost track of the class, you cannot come back and join. When you come back and join, it would have been a long way. There'll be a gap. So for students who are suffering with attention problems and all, these devices will be very helpful because it will be alerting the students then and there. But with respect to the ethical concern, the privacy concern, and it'll too much the technology will too much intervene into the privacy of the students. So yet another video is there which is with respect to the immersive technology, AR, VR and all. See, really it will make tremendous change. சார் எனக்கு ஒரு செக்யூரிட்டி ஆஃபீஸில் இருக்கும். எனக்கு ஒரு ஒரு 10 minutes டைம் கொடுப்பீங்களா? நான் ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் இருக்கேன், முடிச்சுட்டு காலேஜ்க்கு வந்துடுவேன். ஆ, ஸோ அப்போ நீங்கள் ஃபோனை மட்டும் கொடுங்களேன், உங்ககிட்ட நான் சொல்லிடுறேன். நீங்கள் எங்கே இருக்கீங்க? ஆ, இருங்க சார். இல்லை, நீங்கள் அங்கே இருங்க சார், நான் செக்யூரிட்டி ஆஃபீஸில் ஒன்று தர சொல்கிறேன் உங்களுக்கு. ஆ, ஓகே. ஹலோ சார், இந்த கீ மட்டும் 415 கொண்டே கொடுத்துருவீங்களா? கீ மட்டும் 415 அங்கே வந்து வேலை செய்ய ஆட்கள் இருக்காங்க. கேட்ல இல்லை, அங்கே இருக்கிறாங்க. 415 இருக்காங்க. நான் ஒரு 415 இருக்கிறாங்க சார். ஒரு 10 minutes. ஆமாம். ஒரு நீங்க யாரையாவது ஒருத்தங்களை கொண்டு போய் கொடுக்க சொல்லுவீங்களா? ஒரு 10 minutes, அதுக்குள்ள நான் வந்துடுவேன். ஓகே, ஆ, ஆ. I'm extremely sorry. I had an interruption. So almost we are done actually. So hopefully, so this video what we watched at last is regarding how our future classrooms will be with the help of AR, VR, immersive technology. mixed reality and all. So that's going to change the teaching classroom entirely different. You could see that how the AR VR can make a change. Really, this will be very helpful. We'll be able to present the concepts to the students very nicely. The technology will support a lot. Whenever we use AI, we have to use it with the right uh, ethical concern. We have to be concerned about the ethics and the privacy, and we have to use a tool with the basic knowledge. கான்செப்ட்ஸ்க்கு கண்டிப்பாக டூல் வந்து ரிப்ளேஸ் பண்ணவே முடியாது. யூ ஹாவ் டு லேர்ன் த கான்செப்ட்ஸ், அண்ட் வித் த மாஸ்டரி இன் கான்செப்ட்ஸ் வி கேன் யூஸ் அ ரைட் டெக்னாலஜி. தெர் ஆர் லாட் ஆஃப் டூல்ஸ் அவுட் சைட். யூ கேன் யூஸ் இட், choose it according to your needs, and you can explore or you can master and teach it. And to summarize, we saw about outcome based education, what is outcome based education, and we saw how Bloom's taxonomy is helping to frame curriculum and assessment based on outcome based education. And then we saw about educational technology and how AI is useful in education and what are all the AI tools. And we have seen some future aspects, how this AI and other technologies will change the form of education in the near future. Hope the session would have been useful to you. And I'm sorry if I have interrupted you towards the end because I have other works. I'm sorry. I apologize once again for the interruption we had towards the end. Thank you all. Any queries? Ma'am, can I leave? Or if
Ma'am.
there is any query, we can take up the queries. Or
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. As we conclude this enlightening FDP on AI in education technology, it is my honor to extend a heartfelt thank you to all those who made this event a success. I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Jezaveda Noihi. Ma'am, your expertise, insightful lecture, and engaging presentation have greatly enriched our knowledge. We have gained valuable insight into the potential of AI in transforming education. And your abilities explain complex topics in an accessible manner has been truly commendable. Veda ma'am, thank you for sharing your wisdom and inspiring us.
thank you,
To
ma'am.
all,
Thank you so much.
thank you all the participants for your active involvement throughout the program. Once again, thank you, Veda ma'am, for your invaluable contribution to this program. And we look forward to applying what we have learned and continuing to explore the exciting possibilities of AI in education. We have gained here and make a positive impact in our respective fields. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dear faculty members, the feedback link is posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it for attendance and it will be active till 1 p.m. Thank you all for your cooperation and I request you to join tomorrow's session on time.